The question here is the set A x such that x is less than 20 and x belongs to z. Now x belongs to z means z is, is a standard set. It is called the set of integers. X belongs to z means that x is an integer. X is an element of z, and this x is also in x. And what is the additional condition in A? That x is less than 20. That means x is an integer that is less than 20. So if I want to write this set in tabular form, how will I write? I have the set, if x is less than 20, I will first have the negative integers, right? Then -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. It will continue till 19 it will continue, right? Because x is less than 20 here, the additional condition. So when this A written in set builder form, when written in tabular form, this is the set. Okay. And now see, the question here is the set A, this is a finite set. So is it a finite set? This set? Who can tell me? Is it a finite set? You should tell me, is it a finite set?
Sir, it is not a finite set.
Yes, it is an infinite set, because if you see, the negative integers are infinite, right? We are starting from the left side. Very good. So we call this a false, because A is actually an infinite set. Okay. Next one, D. The question here is, if A is equal to x such that x is an even prime number. X is an even prime number. Then they are saying that A is an empty set. Is it true? So let's check. Can you tell me prime numbers? All prime numbers are odd. Is there any number that is even and also prime? Wait.
Sir, 2.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Sir, 2.
Yes, 2 is the only even prime. So if you write it in your tabular form, this will become only one element will be there in this 2. Okay. So what they are saying is A is an empty set. So is it true that A is an empty set?
No,
Be-
sir.
Because it has one element in it, so it cannot be empty. So therefore, this is also a false. Okay. So let us see the next one. I'll ask individually. Okay. Don't answer. I'll ask individually. Um, whatever questions are remaining here, I'll ask you individually. 1E. The set of odd prime numbers is an empty set. Is it true? Set of odd prime numbers, let us say A. What are the set of odd prime numbers? Wait, let me just ask first.
Sir, this is
Wait.
okay, sir.
Um, Shafqat Kamal, tell me. Shafqat Kamal. Shafqat Kamal not listening to me? Okay, Lucky Alam. Lucky Alam will not get the attendance. Okay, unless she responds. Sammi Abbas Khan, will not get the attendance. Rajeshri Mondol. Will not get the attendance also. Sakina, you tell me.
Sir, 3,
Okay.
5,
3,
7,
5, 7,
11,
11, 13,
13.
and so on, right? So is it an empty set?
Yes.
The set of odd prime numbers, is it an empty set?
No,
Tell
sir.
me. It is
No,
not an
sir.
empty set. If it is not an empty set, then what kind of a set is it? Can you tell me? So this, we have got our answer. This is false, definitely. It is not an empty set. But can you tell me what kind of a set this is? Okay, fine, Sakina, you rest. Ria Mahato, you tell me what kind of a set is it? Tell me, even if you don't know, tell me.
Sir, can I say?
Your name?
Sir, Anushka Bhattacharya.
Wait, Anushka, you answered last time. Onesha, tell me.
Sir, can I
Sir,
say?
can I say?
Wait.
Sir.
Let me ask them. Onesha, tell me.
Sir, can
Sakina, you want to say?
I say? Infinity set.
Yes.
Sir, can I answer?
Wait. Sakina, you tell me
Sir,
first.
it's an infinity set.
Infinite set. So A is actually an infinite set. Okay. Very good. A is an infinite set. Okay. Since you cannot count the number of elements here, it's an infinite set. 1F. The set of squares of integers and the set of whole numbers are equal sets. Let's see what are the sets of squares of integers. Let's call the set A and B. A. The set of squares of integers. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square. And if they are calling set of squares of integers, why I take only positive integers? You can take negative ones also. Okay, so this is we are coming from approaching from minus infinity. We have say minus 3 square, minus 2 square, minus 1 square, 0 square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, and so on. So this is your set A, the set of squares of integers. Let us call it the set A. Set B, the set of whole numbers. The set of whole numbers. What are whole numbers? Whole numbers are your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. So are they, the set of whole numbers is also represented by W, right? So tell me,
Yes,
are
sir.
they equal sets? Interesting question. Wait, let me Sharmista, you tell me, are they equal sets?
Sir, can I say?
Wait,
Can
Sharmista,
I say?
Sharmista, if you can hear me,
Yes,
tell me.
sir.
Tell me, go ahead. Are they equal sets?
Yes, sir.
Why?
So because 1, 2, 3, 4 is in A also and in B also.
So, but we have minus 3 square also, minus 2 square also. Then what will I do with these? You are right. They are equal sets because even though it is minus 3 square, we know minus 3 whole square is plus 9, right? Minus 2 whole square is plus 4, isn't it? Minus 1 whole square is plus 1. So whatever number that you will get even here with the squares of your negative integers, even they will be whole numbers. Even these numbers that you get, whatever number that you get here, Even these will be whole numbers. So whatever element that you get here will be in this. Okay, all the elements of this will be in this. Okay, and these are obviously there. These are also in this. Also, these are also in this, right? So A is contained in B and B is contained in A. That means all the elements of A are in B and all the elements of B are in A. So therefore, they must be equal sets. A is equal to B. So this time, this is true. Okay. Next question, 1G. If cardinality of P is equal to cardinality of M, or the cardinal number of P is equal to cardinal number of M, then P is equivalent to M. I have told you a definition of equivalent sets. Two sets are said to be equivalent. A is equivalent to B is written as A, and you get a double-headed arrow B. Okay, this is the way we write. A is equivalent to B. And what is the definition of equivalent sets? Who can tell me the definition of equivalent sets? When are the sets said to be equivalent? Wait,
So can I say?
wait. Who
Sir,
wanted to
can
say?
I say?
So can I say?
Wait. Who wanted to say first?
Sir,
Okay, Umme, you tell me.
the sets cardinality have to be same.
Okay, yes. If the cardinal number of two sets are same, or the cardinality of two sets are equal, then we say that the sets are equivalent.
Sir, I can't hear
So
anything.
if you can't hear or you can't see, you log out and log in again.
Sir.
You will be able to see and hear everything.
Hello.
Okay. So
I can't hear anything.
Ume, you tell me, is this true or false?
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I can't hear anything. So it's false.
False. Why false? You said the right definition, and why should it be false then? Read once again. Read again the question. Onesha, you log out and log in once again. Yes, tell me. Ume, you tell me why you saying false. This is the definition of equivalent sets. If cardinality of P is equal to cardinality of M, then P must be equivalent to M. So this has to be true. You said the right definition here, but then why are you saying false? It is true, right? Tell me whether you understood or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1H. If the sets P is equal to M, then cardinality of P is equal to cardinality of M. Right or wrong? True or false? Tell me. Okay. Wait. I'll call out the name. Then you will tell me. You will not tell me now. Wait. Lucky Alam. Aryan Shaw. Taranum Alam.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
So if the sets P equals to M, then cardinality of P equals to cardinality of M. So I think it's true.
Why? P equal to
So
M,
because
then if
P
P
equals
equal
to
to
M,
M, then can I write?
So it's the equal sets.
What if P is equal to M? What if the
Yes,
set
sir.
P looks like this? Now you tell me, what if the set P looks like this? Are they equal sets? Yes, they are equal sets, right?
Yes, they're equal sets, sir.
But are the cardinalities equal?
No, sir, the cardinality is not equal.
Then how are you saying that this is true?
Sorry, sir, I
Okay,
didn't
fine,
understand.
no problem. No problem. So if you remember this example, okay?
Okay, sir.
So this is your false. Okay. Try at least. You may be wrong. That's okay. Next is cardinality of A is equal to cardinality of B, means A is equal to B. Is this true? Cardinality of A is equal to cardinality of B implies. This sign means implies. Then can I say that A is equal to B? If
No,
cardinality
sir.
of A is equal to cardinality of B, look at this example. Look at this example. Say cardinality. See, P is one. Let's say A is 1, 2, 3. Wait, let me ask someone. This is Anushka. You tell me.
Yes, sir.
Is it true or false? If cardinalities of two sets are equal, can they be equal sets?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, the elements can be same, but the number of elements can be different.
No, you just said the opposite. Your answer was correct, but you just said the opposite. The elements can be different, but the number of elements can be same. Let us say if I take A is equal to 1, 2, 3, and if I take B is equal to A, B, C. What is the cardinality of A? 3. What is the cardinality of B?
Yes, sir.
3. Cardinalities are equal, but the sets are not equal. So therefore, this has to be false. Okay. So this completes our true and false, true or false question. So this was the very basics. Now what I start with is the set operations. This is the main thing that is there in your syllabus. Now in under sets you have 4 kinds of operations. Now, what are operations? First of all, you do your daily addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. These are operations of sets, operations on numbers. Suppose if I am adding two numbers, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. This plus sign is actually an operation which we are doing on 2 and 3, and the result that we are getting is 5. So when 2 is operated with 3 with a plus sign, we are getting the result 5. So this we are doing on what? This we are doing on numbers. This operation that we are doing, this plus operation that we are doing, or the negative minus operation that we are doing, or the multiplication operation that we are doing, or the division operation that you're doing with what? You're doing these operations with numbers. These are operations with numbers. These are operations with numbers. Okay. You multiply 2 and 5, you get 10. This multiplication is operating on 2 and 5 to give you 10. That is what operation means. But uh, uh, what kind of operations do we have? If but sets are not necessarily numbers. Sets can consist of letters also, symbols also, your names also. Okay, each of your names can be elements of a set. Then what kind of operations can we have on sets? These are very different kind of operations, but they work in a similar manner. Okay, we have 4 operations. First is your union of sets. Okay, now there is intersection of sets. The other is difference of sets. Okay, we know we don't say minus. Okay, although we mention minus, but we don't write minus. We say difference. Minus means difference. And there is another operation which is called your complementation operation or complementation of a set. Okay, so union operation, intersection operation, difference operation, and complementation operation. 4 kinds of operations we are going to study on sets. Now, what is a union operation? Have you done union intersection in your class 7? Have you done? Yes, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
fine.
No, sir.
Union
sir.
operation,
No, sir.
union operation, just as when you have two numbers, A plus B, okay, you have two numbers, A plus B, you add them with the help of plus operation. Similarly, you have two sets, A and B, and we give a union in between. Okay, so this will give you some result. Okay, the set A, just as A plus B will give you some result, just as 5 plus 3 will give you a result 8. So similarly, this A union B will give you some other set, some other result. some other resulting set. Okay, what is that resulting set? This resulting set is called A union B. Okay, sometimes we can write it as C also. C is equal to A union B. But A union B in itself, two sets combining with the help of union operation to give you a set A union B. Okay, just as you can write A plus B is equal to C, similarly you can write A union B is equal to C also. Okay, so that is what union operation is. Similarly, intersection operation, A intersection B, we write intersection as, for two sets we write A intersection B this way, inverted U. Okay, then you have your difference operation. In difference operation for two sets, difference can be either A minus B or it can be B minus A, both. Okay, it can be A minus B or it can be B minus A. When I say A difference B, I mean A minus B or B minus A. So when I write A difference B, I can mean either of this or this. Okay, so it has to be specified which difference we are talking about. Okay, so that is what. So difference can mean either, remember, difference can either mean A minus B or B minus A. Next operation is complementation operation, a complement of a set. Now complement of a set is denoted by three symbols. You can either use A and superscript C. Okay, A complement. Okay, you can either use A superset C or superscript C for complement for a given set. Suppose I give you a set A, then what is the complement of this set? We say this is the complement of this set, or sometimes written as A dashed also. This can also be written as A bar also. All three symbols are used. Okay, so you can choose either of these, whichever is convenient for you. Mostly I use A dashed. Okay, now these are the four operations. Now remember here, for the fourth operation, for the complementation operation, you don't need two sets, you only need one set. Okay, you only need one set. Well, how is it done? I will tell you later. So let us first discuss the union of sets. This definition is very important. The union of two sets A and B, written as A union B, is a set consisting of all those elements which belong to, this is the main keyword, which belongs to either A or B or both. This is the main thing that you have to remember. So union means, union of two sets means which belongs to either A or B or both, right? Union can also be thought of as say a plus operation also somewhat, or you can think of say father, mother, and a son. Okay, so son either belongs to the father or the mother or both. Okay, so that is what you can think of it in this way also. Union means either union of two sets means either it belongs to A or B or both. Okay, mathematically the symbol that we use in order to write is A union B is equal to X, such that X belongs to A, or this is the main thing, or X belongs to B. Okay, now let us see how this is worked out. Let us say I give you two sets. A is equal to, this is the main thing, I give you a set B, and I want you to find the set A union B. So union is operating on A and B. Then what will this set be? Now if you remember this, see this definition, A union B consists of those elements which are either in A or B or both. So that means it will consist of definitely all the elements of A. So I'll write the elements of A or the elements of B. What are the elements of B? A is an element of B, but A I have already written here, so no need to write again. E is an element of B, which is also written here, so no need to write again. I is an element of B, which I have not written here. So that means I'll write an I here. O is an element of B. Here, is it written in A union B? No, so I'll add an O. U is an element of B. Is it written in A union B set? No. So I'll add a B. So this is your A union B. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let us see the next example.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suppose I give you the set A 159 and B as this set. So what is A union B in this case? A union B in this case is all the elements of A. So let us write down the elements of A first. And let's see what are the elements of B. 0 is an element of B. Is it in A? No. So I'll write a 0. 2 is an element of B. Is it in A? It is not in A. So I'll write a 2 also. 4 is an element of B. Is it in A? It is not in A.
No.
I'll write a 4 also. 6 is an element of B. Is it in A? No. So I'll write a 6 also. 8 is an element of B. Is it in A? No. So I'll write an 8 also. Similarly for 10, I'll write here. So this is a union B. You can write it in any order. Now you can arrange in ascending or descending order. That does not matter. What matters is whether you are including all the elements or not. Okay. Whether you are writing 5 before 4 does not matter. You don't have to say that you'll write 4, 5, and then in the say in a ascending order. No, that is not necessary. Okay. Third example. A is the set 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. And B is the set 6, 12, 18, 24. So what should be A union B? Now someone will tell me, Ritika, you tell me, what should be A union B?
I can. Yes, sir.
What should be A union B? Tell me.
Okay, sir.
Elements of A union B. Look at it and tell me.
Sir, A will be 3, 0, 3, 6,
0, 3.
9, 12.
All the elements of A. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. All the
Yes,
elements
sir.
of A written. And then? And then what? Should I write 6 here?
And B,
6
6, 12.
is in B. But 6 I have already written
Yes,
here.
sir.
So no need to write 6. 12
Yes,
is
sir.
in B. But 12 I've
No,
already written
yes,
here.
sir.
No need to write. 18.
Yes.
18 I've already written in A union B. No need to write. 24. I've already written in A union B. So this is my set, A union B. What you see here is a very important note. What you see here is that B is a subset of A, right? If you see, all the elements of B are in A. Can you see this? Can we say B is a
Sir,
subset of A?
actually, I have got
Yes, sir.
disconnected now only.
What?
The bit.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Can you see that B is a subset of A?
Yes, sir.
You can see, all of you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So Kripa, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So B is a subset of A. All of you can see. Now, very interestingly, you see that since B is a subset of A, the A union B set that we are getting is the same as A. Check. A and A union B are same. So you see.
Yes, sir.
So that means whenever B
Yes.
is a subset of A, I can write A union B is equal to A. I'm not saying that you have to remember this. I'm just saying that this is a very interesting observation that you can make. Also, this is when you'll reach higher classes, you'll be actually be required to remember this, that if A is a subset of B, then A union B must be equal to B in a very similar manner. Okay. So that is what a very interesting observation was there. So I made it. So no need to remember, just take a note of it. Intersection of sets. The next one. I'll just introduce you to intersection and I'll continue tomorrow. Now, intersection of sets means for two sets A and B, intersection means all those elements that consist of both A and B. Remember, both A and B. It is just the opposite of intersection. You can think of it as a multiplication also. Okay, you can think of it as a dispute. Let's say, okay, for a practical example, you can also think of it as a dispute between two individuals. See over a certain property. See over a pen. Okay, so pen either belongs to Mr. X or Mr. Y, right? It cannot belong to both, right? So it is a dispute. So it is union. When it is very clear, then it has to be intersection. That is, X belongs to. When it is very clear, when there is no dispute that X belongs to both, then it is intersection. You can think of it that way also. Let us come to an example here, a practical example. Let us say that A consists of these elements. Sometimes intersection is also thought of as very similar to, but not the same as, very similar to multiplication. Union is thought of as a very similar to addition. Okay, you'll see this when you'll reach your higher classes, and especially if you take science. So A is this set and B is this set. Then what should be A intersection B? Now remember, A intersection B will be the set of those elements which are common to both A and B. Okay, A intersection B is a set of those elements which are common to both A and B. So let's see what elements are common. A is common to both A and B, so it will be a member of A intersection B. B, is it common to both A and B? No, so that is out. C, is it a member of both A and B? No, so C is also out. D, is it a member of A and B? No, D is not in B. E, is it both a member of A and B? Yes, so E will be there. F is in A but not in B, so F will not also be there. So only two elements. So A intersection with B will be A comma E. Okay, let us take another example. A is equal to 159, B is equal to 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, what should be A intersection B? What are the elements that are common to A and B? 1 is not in B. 5 is in A but not in B. 9 is in A but not in B. In fact, no elements are common between A and B. So this time we write A is an empty set, or we write A is a null set this time. Okay, empty or null set, both can be used. Okay, mostly we use this symbol. Last example. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. And B is equal to 6, 12, 18, 24. A intersection B. What are the elements that are common to A and B? Nazira, can you tell
Sir,
me
can
what are
I
the
say?
elements? Wait. Nazira, can you tell me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So 6, 12, 18 and 24.
6, okay. 12, 18, and 24. Yes, all of these are common to A and B. Another interesting observation that you see here is that if you see B is a subset of A, can you see all the elements of B are in A? B is a subset of A. And if you see A intersection B, what are you getting? You are actually getting B. So A intersection B is equal to B. So what is happening here is, whenever B is a subset of A, it means A intersection B must be equal to B. So this is an interesting observation that we are making, not that you have to remember. Okay. So you just know how to calculate the union and intersections. So I stop here for